Light warriors and starseeds, welcome, 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 welcome to another episode of Spiritual Growth Journeys. And today I'm actually here with my beautiful healer friend Ember Giannulli, and we will be introducing her to you soon, and you'll get to know her on this channel. But before we do that, I have three announcements, and then I have an important prayer that Yeshua asked me to do with all of you. And then I have a teaching for you. And then we will turn the teaching over to Ember to share her input on it, and especially through what she's been through with her clients as a healer in relation to the subject matter. So the subject today that we will be I can't even talk English, discussing is the multiverse. And you are going to want to get a pen and paper. So if you're watching this, you may want to hit pause and go get yourself some paper and a pen to take notes, because you're going to learn a lot today on this video. This is a whole teaching class. It's basically a free class today. You're going to learn a lot, and hopefully you'll enjoy what you're going to learn.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Ember's going to be learning too, but she's also going to be teaching me some stuff, because I'm going to be learning through her experiences with her clients, what's been going on. So we'll learn from each other today. And so let me go ahead with just these announcements. So number one is there's a lot of people waking up because of the JE list coming out, and there's another group of people that are waking up now as a result of this. I've actually seen a lot of people that are just shocked to the core, that didn't know any of this stuff, that are now, they're just waking up. And so with all the people that are waking up, whether it's your friends, your families, your neighbors, it's very beneficial for them to read my Ascension 101 book, A Roadmap for Your Soul. So please either buy it for them or send them to it. It's on Amazon. It's available in pretty much every country in the world, I think, or most countries in the world. Definitely all over Europe, definitely in Asia, definitely in Australia and New Zealand, places like that. So send them to that book, because it's kind of like the spiritual ascension Bible. I mean, they're going to learn things like what God really is, not what did the churches and religions teach people that God really is. Like, God is not Allah. Sorry, I'm taking my coat off because I'm getting hot. Allah is Satan, actually. Not God, because it's a God that tells people to do terrible things. So it's definitely not a good one. But anyways, Ascension 101 teaches them about that. It teaches them who and what they are, like their spirit body, their astral body, their energy body, all these things they don't know about. Teaches them things like past lives and reincarnation and dark nights of the soul and shadow work and how to protect your energy, how to raise your vibration. I mean, it's pretty much everything you need to know to ascend, honestly. And so I highly recommend this to anybody who's newly awake, because it's going to help them quite a bit. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, I just wanted you all to understand that when I do videos, so first of all, you have to know that before I started this channel about 5-6 years ago, before I started this work that I'm doing now, I had a full-time day job, and I really loved my full-time day job. And the reason that I left my full-time day job is because Yeshua popped into my room and said, you're going to be doing this work for us, because we agreed upon this. We made this agreement before you came in that you were going to do this. Now, I had been doing this work before. I was doing it actually way back several years before that for quite a while, but I got ripped off really badly by 3 scammers, and I lost thousands of dollars, and I had to shut down my spiritual healing business. I was doing a lot of healing with people, and I had to close it down. I was forced into it to go get a day job because I had a family to support, and I lost all my money. So I had 3 people who ripped me off big time. They were evil. I'm sure they were sent by the dark ones so that I wouldn't be able to do my teaching. So then he came to me in 2019 and said, get busy, you're doing this again. And I was like, well, how's that gonna work? I have a full-time job. And he's like, don't worry, we'll take care of that. And then what do you think happened? I got laid off because the COV happened. COVID-19, whatever you want to call that. And that happened. I got laid off of my travel agent job. which was awesome because I got to travel all over the world for free. I mean, I would take tour groups to Italy and different places, and I'd get to go. I went on a $5,000 trip to Italy for free.
Yeah.
You can't beat that. I went on a cruise to Alaska in a suite on the cruise ship, Princess Cruise, for free. So I had the best job ever, and the only reason I left it is because I have this agreement with Mary and Yeshua to do this teaching on their behalf, because they're not able to be here to talk to you other than through Mikala. I mean, he speaks through Mikala, but they're not able to be here physically, like in a physical body. So Mikala and I both together have this agreement with them to do the teaching for them. She does it a little different because she lets them kind of come in and, you know, channel through her, which I don't do that because I don't like it. It makes me feel uncomfortable to have anybody. I don't want anyone stepping inside of me, even if it's them. I don't care, you know. I don't want that. And so so the thing is that every time I create a class, it's not coming from me, Kimberly. Like, I don't sit down in my ego like all these other egomaniac coaches and teachers out there that go, oh, I'll teach people manifestation or this or that, whatever it is they're going to teach you. I don't come up with that. I go to Yeshua and Miriam and Mother Mary and all them, and I say, what do you want me to teach this time? What classes do you want me to teach? How can I serve you this week or this month? You know, how can I help everybody on your behalf? And then when I do videos, so every class I create, they tell me, you're going to teach a class on this. And sometimes I'm scratching my head going, how am I going to teach that? I don't know anything about that. And then they're like, we're going to give you all the information and then you're going to teach it. And then sometimes I do know all the information. I just never had the desire, I guess, to teach on it. You know, there's things I'm an expert on, like stress management and meditation. I'm a trained meditation instructor, and I'm certified as a meditation instructor. So I didn't need them to give me any information on that at all. They are just the ones that said, this is what you're going to teach. And it's the same thing with all the books I've written. I've never, ever had an intention in my life to ever write books other than children's books. Years ago, I wanted to write children's books with cartoon, you know, cute pictures in it and stuff, like about dogs and animals, you know, really warm, fuzzy children's stories. That's what I wanted, you know, to write. And nope, they popped in 2011 and told me to write the Real Fountain of Youth book. That was in, you know, 2011. And that took me 5 years to put that together because it has a lot of medical information and it's basically a whole body, mind, spirit makeover. And then Ascension 101 in 2019, he popped in and he said, the world's ascending. All the systems are going to collapse. We're going to create a new Shambhala. You got to write this book for all the people who are waking up or who have woken up who need to know this stuff. You got to write this book. And then they gave me all the information that went into that. I didn't come up with, oh, I'm going to write about this and that. They gave it to me. And instead of it taking 5 years, it took 10 months to write that book. That was like 10 months. And then the other 2 books that are on my website only, it's the same thing. But every one of these videos I do for you all every week, I don't come up with the ideas. I don't say, oh, this week I want to talk about this, or this week I want to talk. It's not my ego involved. My ego is way on the back burner. I basically go to them and say, what do you want me to do a video about? And then sometimes it's a message they have for you. Sometimes they will come to me and say, we have a message for everyone. We need you to get this out. And then I make the video with the message. And then other times it's, you know, I have to go to them and say, what do I teach this week? Or do you want me to pull a card? And lately he hasn't wanted me to pull cards. He's been wanting me to do some teaching the last few weeks. So that's what we're doing. And that's why I'm here with Miss Ember today. And in a little bit, we'll let Ember explain to you who she is and what she does, because she's an amazing healer. But what Yeshua wanted me to do. Oh, one other thing before we go into all this. So Ember had me on her channel. She has a brand new YouTube channel, and she had Sarah Nash, my sister, on my soul sister, not blood sister. She had both of us on, and we did a round table on the Roundtable. We actually talked about King Arthur, who he was, why he was here, what he did, when he lived, all the information, Merlin, all about him, all about the Avalonian priests and priestesses, the, you know, druids, all that kind of thing. We did a full-on disclosure video on all that and teaching on all that on Ember's new channel. So I tried posting for her video, and I've just been shadow banned all over the place, so they don't let anybody see the posts. And I want you all to go watch the video with me and Sarah and Ember talking about King Arthur and the truth about all of that history. And so I'm going to put the link to that video in the description, and it'll be the first thing in the description, along with Ember's contact information, because you guys are all going to want to talk to her if you need healing. Since I don't do healing work on people anymore, I quit doing that a while ago. So I will put that all in there, but I really want you all to watch this video, because I honestly think it was one of the funnest videos I've done. We talked about a lot of cool stuff. My favorite subject is history, along with archaeology, and I love also mythology, like mixed in, because they call it mythology, but all of the mythology is actually true.
Yep.
Because they lied. They told you it was a myth and it's not real, and it was a story somebody made up, and that's actually a lie. Just like I've said in multiple videos, you know, the Greek gods were all aliens, the Hindu gods were aliens, the Mesopotamian gods were all alien. You know, they were all extraterrestrials that came, you know, to Earth, and they were real. They are real. They still exist. So anyway, so there's that. So that was the third thing I want to tell you. And then, so now let's go into Yeshua's main message, and then his whole teaching for you today on the multiverse. So the first thing he wanted me to do is to pray with all of you. So we're going to say a prayer, and I'm going to have you guys all just repeat after me or say this along with me, because I think it's really, really important. And it's just a short prayer. It's really, 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 really short. He also wants you to know that he was celebrating because they recently took out, and when I say they, I'm talking the angelic forces, they took out a bunch of the dark ones that were hiding in the subterranean cities that they built, like the dumbs and the cities. There's all these different cities that they've built down under the earth in different places. And he said that they've taken them out. And so the dark ones are taken out, which is why you saw the Mexico thing happening in the last day or two, with the cartel guy getting blown up or taken out. And unfortunately, the cartel minions are now abducting tourists, blowing up airports, blowing up airplanes, taking people out of cars, doing all kinds of shenanigans. They will get taken out, so don't get scared. Just stay the hell out of Mexico. Don't go to Mexico. Do not go down there. Do not go down there unless you want to die. If you want to kill yourself that way, go for it. And I'll give you my blessing. Go unalive yourself by going down there and getting abducted or murdered. And, you know, if you're female, they rape you first before they murder you.
No, thank you. I'll stay home.
Yeah, exactly. So because the cartels basically run Mexico, they always have. They've been running Mexico for, oh my God, probably 100 years. Who knows? I don't know. It's been a long time. The difference is that there was this one cartel that family, my son actually is really into all of this because he works in the legal industry, and he works for a law firm, and he's he has a criminal justice degree, and so he's all about law and order, like his mama. I'm all about law and order and divine justice and all that. And so he explained to me that there is one of the cartels was not into killing family members and women and children and doing all that kind of thing. It was more like, they ran their drugs and they did their naughty antics, and if you cross them, then they take you out. They didn't just go around abducting tourists, because the tourism helped with their drug trade, because tourists would buy their drugs, right? And so they didn't want to kill the tourists and scare them away and all that. Well, what happened is they got I can't remember what happened, but they got taken out or something happened to that cartel. And then what happened is all of the other cartels took over, and they are all the ones that will kill newborn babies, grandmas. They don't really care. They'll wipe out your whole family. First they'll rape them 50 times in front of you, and then they'll kill them. Because they're evil. They're pure 100% evil. I mean, all cartels are evil, but these guys are the worst kind of evil because they will go after your family and all that. And so the reason I'm saying all this is because this is why Yeshua wants us to pray right now. So this is a prayer that's related to that, and also the JE list and all the evils that are going on this planet. So just everybody repeat after me. I call upon Father, Mother, Prime Creator.
I call upon Father, Mother, God, Prime Creator.
I call upon Archangel Michael and the heavenly host of angel armies.
I call upon Archangel Michael and the heavenly army.
Heavenly host of angel armies.
I'm going to be quiet and do it in my head for you, Kimberly. Go ahead.
I call upon all the angels of heaven, all of the Christed beings, especially Yeshua the Christ. I ask you to please take the earth to the highest and best timeline. We ask that you place the earth or take the earth to the highest and best timeline for all of us, for our highest good, that we are on the highest and best timeline, and that we stay on that highest and best timeline from this point forward, as long as we are all here, and our children are here, and our grandchildren are here, into the future. We also ask the Creator and the angel armies and Archangel Michael to please purge, clear, and cleanse all the evil and darkness from the planet Earth forever and ever. We ask that every inch of this planet is cleared of all demons, all reptilians, all negative entities, all archons, all chimeras, any type of evil being, artificial intelligence, all of it. We ask for it to be purged. We ask for all the narcissists to be removed, all the rapers, killers, murderers, any being who harms other human beings. We ask that they be removed from this earth now. Across all times and timelines, across all space, all dimensions, realms, realities, and right now. We ask this in the name of Yeshua the Christ. And so it is done. Amen.
So it is done. Amen.
Okay, and he asked us to do that, and the reason he asked us is because we have free will and we have to ask for the help. They're not going to just come saving us. We have to ask them to help us to do this. And so by all of you doing it, now I pray for this every day, but I'm just one person. So if all of you, for every one of you that prays this with me, and hopefully you'll do it every day, this is going to amplify it and make it happen way quicker. Like zip, zip, and we're in the year of the fire horse, right?
Yes.
So yeah, so it should happen really, really soon. So if the more you guys say this every day, the more quicker it's going to happen. And so he asked me to have all of you to pray for that. That was really important. Okay, so today we're talking about the multiverse and AI, artificial intelligence. Mm-hmm. So the multiverse was created by God, by Mother, Father, God, Prime Creator, Abloom, Adonai, Hashem, whatever you want to call, God, the Creator, whatever name you have for it. That is what that unconditional love, the great I am, that created the multiverse. The reason that God created the multiverse was it was different ways for it to experience itself. Okay, in different ways, shapes, and forms. And so it created all of these different things so it could experience itself in all these different ways, right? And then, of course, I've told you all in the past that it went on to create 190,000 creator beings, or what we call celestial beings. And those are the ones who created what? The planets, the star systems, the universes, all the systems within those places, and on and on and on and on. They're the ones who went in and did that as, you know, and they were all different aspects of the one true I am. Okay, they were all just different aspects of it. So all those star systems, we can say they were all still created by God, just different aspects of God, right? So let's say, you know, you have a celestial being named Bob and another one named Cindy, or, you know, whatever, or Celesta, or whatever their names are. They're all really I am. They're just in a different, you know, they're just different aspects of I am. And they were the ones that went out and created everything that we experience now. And so basically in the multiverse, the first thing that you have is you have different dimensions and you have different consciousness levels. And I talk about this in Ascension 101. I explain the difference between that. So a density consciousness is the consciousness of the beings on a specific planet. And then a dimension is a physical locality. It's actually a physical place. Okay, a density is a consciousness of the beings on that earth. Okay, so this earth is a third density planet because that is fear. So third density and below, first, second, third density is like evil, darkness, and fear. Okay, that's what it is. Fourth density consciousness, of course, is love and unity. And fifth density consciousness is an even higher version of that adds in different layers of unconditional love. And then the higher up you go, the more closer you get to Christ consciousness and to God and to the angel realms and all that. So angels, for example, are going to be 12th density consciousness. And then because there are 12 densities total. There's a total of 12 densities. And dimensions, which are locations, there's also a total of 12 dimensions. That's it. In all existence, there's only 12 dimensions and 12 densities. So the dimensions, we are located in the third dimension. And the third dimension is where all of the planets, star systems, and universes exist. That's where they exist, is in the third dimension. And the reason why is because that dimension was created by I am as a playground, a giant playground or a giant classroom where we go to have experience as souls, okay? Or as fractals of the creator. We're all little fractals of creator. And we're all, he or it or she is experiencing itself through us, okay? We're all unique expressions of that one source. And it is our parent. It is our creator. It is our parent, right? Because God, what is called God, creates your soul in heaven, which is located, guess where? In the seventh dimension, seventh heaven, seventh dimension. Yeah, we're in the third dimension. The third dimension is a classroom. Now, the fourth dimension is a scary, bad place. It's called the lower, it's called the lower astral. It's called the lower astral. And the fourth dimension is where Lucifer and Satan have their, and Moloch and Belial and Baal and, you know, all of those guys. It's where they have their little field day. It's where they live. It's where they thrive. And it's where they create bad things. What kind of bad things do they create? They created Draco reptilians. They created the Greys. They created insects. Not all the insects, though. Some of the insects were created by benevolent beings, like bees were created by benevolent bees to make honey and to pollinate all of our beautiful flowers and trees. But then you have things like cockroaches that are not beneficial to humanity at all. And those were created by the dark ones, just like things that continuously sting humans over and over just for no reason whatsoever, like yellow jackets and wasps and those kind of things. You know, those are basically a how do we want to call it, chimera version of a bee. That's basically the dark ones took the bee, which has always been around. The bee has always been around since the beginning of time. The dark ones took the bees and altered it in a lab. the same way. They're like, how can we create more problems for humanity? Oh, here we go. We'll have them stung every time they go camping. So
they made mosquitoes too, right?
And mosquitoes, those are created by Satan. They're a weapon. They're basically a weapon because they give you diseases, right? Mm-hmm. So any of the insects that carry diseases, those were not created by the creator at all. So the fourth dimension is the astral, the lower astral. The first dimension, everything is flat like a pancake. Second dimension, it has a little bit more dimension to it. And 3D is what we're in. So look, I have a head, it's shaped like this, right? And when you get into 4D, 5D, 6D, which are different dimensions, then stuff starts to take on more geometric shapes to it and it looks different. So for example, if you are in first dimension or second dimension, Earth is going to look flat. If you are in third dimension, Earth is a round ball because all of the stars, all of the planets, everything in space is round in third dimension. It's all round. There is no flat things in third dimension. Okay. In fourth dimension, it looks like a toroidal or whatever they call it. And the higher up you go, the more shapes it takes on, the planet takes on. Because it starts getting more and more geometrically complicated, which is really hard for me to wrap my brain around sometimes, even though I got an A in geometry. It's just hard for me to wrap my brain around it. It's the only math class I ever succeeded at. I failed all the other ones. And that's because it was visual. I could look at pictures of trapezoids and things like that and say, oh, it's a picture, and I can measure the picture and figure it out. So, because I'm a right brainer. I'm a creative. So anyways, all right. So we have density consciousness. There's 12 of them. You all, everybody who's watching this now, if you're watching this, I can guarantee you, unless you're one of the, like on the video I did with Ember, we had a troll come on there and tell us that we are all demonic witches and that we better repent and we're going to hell and, that kind of thing. Unless you're one of those trolls, you are in 4D or 5D already. Okay. Or, you're almost there. I have friends that are totally in 5D already. Okay.
Yep.
When you're totally in 5D, you're just unconditionally loving. You have zero ego. You've spent your whole life doing all your shadow work and clearing all your trauma, and all your work is done. You don't have any work left. Okay, so now you're just focusing on ascending, and that's it. So that's the 5D. 4D is going to be, you're loving, you're compassionate, you're kind, you're into unity consciousness, you're service to others, not service to self. Because the third density people, which are fear consciousness, are all service to self, right?
Yep.
So that's that. Okay, so now let's talk about timelines and multiple parallel universes. That's the same thing. So different timelines. So when I'm sleeping at night, I go into different versions of me. Like in some versions, I never got married. In other versions, I'm married to somebody else. Some versions, I never had kids. In other versions, my kids are younger. It might be the same kids, but they're a different age now. And a lot of those, my mom and dad are in heaven right now, but in some of the other timelines I travel to, they're still alive, which is really cool. I go to timelines where I've never been married, or I'm married to a totally different guy I've never seen before. And those are also called parallel universes. So timelines and parallel universes are literally the same thing. It's just a different way to look at it.
Okay.
And so I personally have 22 versions of me out there, I believe, but but every one of us has different numbers of versions. So like you, Ember, you could have 35 versions of you out there. It's different for every person, and that it has to do with your soul contract. It's your soul. Your soul decided on all that. Oh, I'm going to have this experience over here, and this one over here, and this one over here. So that's something your soul decides on, all right? You're not like forced to go into all these timelines.
Forced to split up.
Yeah. However, what is going to happen is when we go to 5D Earth and we all ascend, all of the aspects of you are all going to be combined into one. It's going to collapse all into this one timeline. Ooh. And there will just be this one version of you from that point forward.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Kind of trippy, huh?
Is that how we get all our
the other
back?
versions of you will cease to exist, basically. Yeah.
Is that like where all the consciousness collides into one, and that's how you get all your memories back, kind of in a way?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, there's
Okay,
that,
that's cool.
but I mean, you are going to get your memories back as well too. And thanks for asking. And I was going to tell you to ask me questions as we're going here, because we're kind of, collaborating on this video. So, and you're always thinking up the best, what I call high level spiritual kind of questions. You always come up
Aw.
with great questions.
Thank you.
Because you have evolved enough to the point where you're not asking like what I call the real basic questions. You're asking
How do I
the more-
meditate?
yeah
Yeah,
you're
asking you that
asking
years ago.
you're asking the more higher level questions, not the basic. And I work with people of all levels. Okay, I have clients who are newbies who they don't know how to meditate, and I'm teaching them how, or they don't know what an astral body is, or they don't know what a chakra is. They don't know, and I
was one of them.
Yeah,
That was me.
well, I was like that when I was a teenager. So I've learned all this stuff since I was about 12. I started studying all these things, metaphysics and paranormal, all these things. I started studying them about 12 years of age.
Wow.
And psychic stuff, palm reading. I mean, I was already a palm reader at like 13 years of age or something like that.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I used to do that for fun at parties. I would guess people's zodiac signs, read their palms, do all that weird kind of,
Oh, that'd be fun. I need to do that.
Yeah. So, okay. So now Ishmael Perez on his channel, he talks a lot about pocket universes, and I never knew what the hell that was. And so I asked Yeshua, I'm like, Yeshua, what the heck is a pocket universe? I've never heard of such a thing. And I said, is that even real? And he said, yes, it is, unfortunately. I said, why unfortunately? And he said, because God doesn't create those. He said those were created by the dark ones to go hide in so that they can't be brought to justice. So the angelics and the ETs have to go into all these like pocket universes and try to find them, go hunting for them and try to find them. The other thing is he said that that's also where they hide souls that they've scalped of humans here on the earth, which we'll go into in a little bit when we talk more about the Draco and the black. You're going to talk about the red box today, and I'm going to be talking about the black boxes, like the big one in Mecca, that are just trapping souls. Like, no, they're harvesting the souls of all those people who go there and walk around it. Every one of those people are basically an NPC. They've all had their souls harvested and trapped in that box. So
sad.
Yeah, it's a giant soul scalping box, basically.
Soul scalping. That's great.
Yeah, it's
actually
just,
description.
Yeah, it's awful. So, all right. So pocket universes were created by the Dark Ones, not by God. He didn't create any pocket universes. He created intentional universes that are all in space, and they're all located in where? The third dimension. They're located in the third dimension. So in the other dimensions, like 5D, 6D, 7D, all those, there aren't planets and all that. They don't exist there. The only place that planets and stars and all these things exist is 3D, because that was created specifically to be like a playground and a classroom and a creation hub where beings of really high level go to create.
Okay.
So the other universes, the other dimensions, like heaven, the heavenly realm, is basically a big realm. It's a big realm. So realms are also the same as dimensions. Okay. But then, there can be realms within the dimensions too. Like within one dimension, like within our dimension, we can have different layers of realms within this one dimension, which is super hard to wrap your noodle around. For me, at least, I have a hard time trying to like envision it. And he said, don't focus on the complicated stuff, because he said, I will understand it when our memories, when everything comes back to us, when we ascend, then we will totally understand about all that, because we'll be able to see into them. Like we'll be able to see.
That's what frequency bandwidths, like we're able to see.
It's like a different frequency. It's a different frequency. So that is why dragons existed in physical form in the third, in this density where we are. But what happened is they were hunted by the Dark Ones and by the Draco, and then they had all kind, and then humanity fell, and so they went into a higher frequency or dimension or whatever, but in the same place we are. So a lot of people, if you're psychic, you can see them, you know. If you're psychic, you're able to see the dragons. A lot of people see them. I've seen them, you know, but then I've been one. I had 2 incarnations as a dragon. So the thing is that they're real. They are here in the same place. They're just in a frequency that unless you're in that frequency or unless you can see into it, you can't see them. And so what will happen is when everything gets cleaned off the planet, all of those beings will be joining us in the same space. So we'll be hanging out with them. Well, there's all kinds of Bigfoot's one that goes in and out. What we call elementals, they pop in and out of dimensions. Okay.
I totally feel that.
So a lot of those dimensions are dimensions where just the elementals live full time. You know, they have their homes there, and then they pop in and out of our dimension. And the reason they don't stay in our dimension is because humans are fucking evil.
I was gonna say, yeah, we're not so fun sometimes.
No, I mean, what do? We kill each other and all the creatures on the planet. And if I mean, imagine how many pixies would have their wings pulled off by humans.
I know.
You know, right?
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah,
it's awful. So anyways, all right. So now let's talk a little bit more about that pocket universe thing. So when the Dracos take souls out of humans, so they do this thing called the black eye ceremony. They do a satanic ceremony that involves sacrificing little ones, drinking blood, eating them, all that stuff. They get a black eye because they put a vril in, they take the soul out of the person, and they had to agree to it. So they had to say, I want fame and fortune. I'm going to sign this contract, and I'm willing to swap my soul out for this thing. This demon can come into me, and they allow it because they're told they're going to get rewarded in hell or wherever they're going. They're going to be rewarded by their Lord Satan. You know, they're told all this, and they believe it because they're stupid as fuck. Excuse my language.
I love you, Kimberly. I love it.
But they believe it. So what do? They go do evil shit and do terrible, perverted, disgusting things to kids. Then they get their black eye and they have a vril stuck in them. Well, what is a vril? A vril is a soul of a Draco that gets put in them. They pull their soul out. What do they do with their soul? They stick it in a black cube, in a black box. And then they hide it in a effing pocket universe. Yeah.
Another meaning to hot pocket.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's an interesting meaning to the word hot pocket, huh? Yeah. And Yeshua told me that once you get imprisoned in one of those things, you could be sitting there for millions of years until eventually you'll be freed by somebody. Somebody will find you eventually, but it could literally be millions or billions or trillions of years later.
I'm hoping that we can fix that. I hope there's more light workers that we can get that taken care of.
Right?
That's got to help the collective to get them out.
Yep.
They've done so much.
Yep. So let's talk about time travel. Okay? So at night, when all of you are sleeping, you are actually traveling. You are traveling through your third eye. Which is the pineal gland, is actually a stargate. And all the ancient cultures taught about this, but the Cabal buried a lot of these teachings. They don't want you to know that your pineal is a stargate. And then what do? Spray us with heavy metals, put all the poisons in the food, the glyphosates, all that, shut down your pineal, the stuff in the water, what's that called in the water that they put in there?
Fluoride. Right?
Fluoride. It calcifies your pineal completely. Why do they want to calcify you? They don't want you astral traveling through the Stargate. They don't, because then you're going to learn stuff. What are you going to learn? Things that they don't want you to know. Because when we astral travel, we get to go learn shit that they don't want us to know. And, so there's that. So they shut us all down so we'll be good little slaves. Because if you have an open third eye, you make a really good slave if it's not open. Yeah. When you're open, when you're open, you can think for yourself. and you march to the beat of your own drummer. You don't, if somebody comes on the news and says, bend over and grab your ankles to save your grandma, you're not going to do it. You're going to say, F you. I'm not going to do that. I don't know what's in that thing that you want to stick in me or, whatever. That's because we're able to think for ourselves because we don't have our pineals completely shut down. Okay. The people who are just clueless and they're mindless zombies, they're like NPCs, they're just 100% shut down.
Yeah. It's a spiritual attack.
It is a spiritual.
All the way off. Yeah.
Yep. So when you're asleep at night, you can actually travel through space. I mean, I've seen all kinds of planets, including this one. That's why I know it's round. I leave all the time. I've sometimes been to planets that are smaller than me. There's star systems where the planets are really tiny. They're like smaller than your body. There's beings that are like little miniature beings, little, and they showed you that actually. So all the sci-fi movies that we've ever watched have showed us the truth. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a show called Twilight Zone. Did you ever watch Twilight Zone?
I remember my dad watching it a lot.
Yeah, so there's an episode where these two American astronauts go to a planet. They land there and they find a civilization with these teeny tiny little people the size of like ants. Oh. And this guy becomes like their god and they're all worshiping him, and then it goes to his head and then he becomes all crazy pants, and he eventually winds up killing and murdering and destroying all the people that live, the civilization that lived on the planet. That took a dark
twist. I was thinking Horton Hears a Who, the elephant with the dandelion.
No, he kills them all. It's just horrible. It's like really awful. So anyways, they're showing you the truth because there are planets where there's little tiny beings. And if you look at your body, I was going to do a video on this, but I'm just going to basically mention it here, and that is your whole body is actually an entire universe. How many of you know that? Raise your hand. Yeah, your whole body is a universe. Just on each of my eyelashes, I have hundreds of these little critters living on my eyelashes and my hair, and they look like under microscopes they look like little mites or like little creatures with legs, lots of legs on them, but we have those all over our body. And then inside your body you have a whole universe going on. Did you know that every single cell in your body has consciousness? Every cell, and all the water in your body has consciousness.
Because of water. We have to bring water back.
It all has consciousness, as I taught you guys in my water healing class. I have a healing class on Learn It Live about water and sacred geometry, and every water on this earth has consciousness. Every single drop has consciousness.
Thank you for bringing that up. I'm so glad, because water's becoming so important, and having the intention has to be shifted and honoring it everywhere. It is so important right now. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yep. Absolutely. Thank you. So your third eye is the Stargate. There's different universes out in space, of course. There's all kinds of universes, and they're all in the third density. And within those universes, you've got planets, stars, all that kind of thing. So you've got, so with the multiverse, what do we have? So we've got different consciousness levels, different dimensions, different timelines, different universes. We've got pocket universes. And all of that. And they also show you the truth about this in the show called Loki, which is on Disney Plus. It's about Thor's brother Loki. And it shows you all the different timelines and the lords of time and all this kind of thing. It shows you about all this. And it shows you about all the different versions of you living in all these different times. I mean, they show you all the truth in there.
That's awesome.
And then in the end, there winds up being a singularity where all the timelines get cut. They all get cut away. Sorry to spoil it for you guys who haven't seen it. But they all get cut away, and it goes down to one singularity timeline, which Loki winds up being the leader. Spoiler alert.
Okay.
He winds up in the end, basically. He turns good, basically, in the show, which is really cool because he starts off as a bad guy. You all know him in all the Marvel universe as being a bad. He's an anti-hero. An anti-hero, kind of like the Antichrist, but he's an anti-hero. But in the end, he actually saves us. Like, he saves humanity, because if he wouldn't have, he actually risks his self getting obliterated and recycled to source. He risks that to save humanity in the end. And then winds up taking, so they're showing you the truth. They're showing you the truth in all of these. So, sorry if I just ruined it for all of you who haven't seen it. But I will tell you, you should still go watch it, even though I said that. And the reason why is it's not the end, it's the journey, right? It's the journey.
Yeah.
And each episode is really fun, really interesting, really fun. And there's truths in all of these episodes, like different truths that they're showing you, disclosures.
Yeah,
because
disclosure.
because all of the Marvel is all a white hat operation. So all Marvel is all, with Thanos, who has the time thing that he has, and this is all it's all disclosure. And so anyways, all right, so at night you all involuntarily travel through you take off and you travel. Some of the time you may be dreaming, but other times you're traveling. Now, how can you tell the difference? So let's talk about that for a second. So do you know, Ember, how you can tell the difference between dreaming and like traveling out of your body? Do you know?
For me, it's really easy because I don't remember any of my dreams. And if anything does happen, it is like a premonition before an attack on myself. And it's like I see myself come out of body and I'm living, and I get like a 3 to 10 second premonition before an attack. But I do not remember my dreams or anything else. I'm like, for me, it's really easy because don't know why.
So for me, this is how I know, but it could be different for all of you, is because when I'm dreaming about the same stupid shit over and over. Like I'm a little girl again and I'm hanging out with my grandpa and we're going to the store and da 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 da. And it's kind of like my past, like I'm dreaming about my past. Or I'm dreaming about stupid things that are haunting me in my subconscious, like the kids bullying me in high school. So I'm dreaming I'm back in high school again and I'm being bullied. And, I dream about stuff like that. But in my dreams, there's usually everybody in there is familiar. I know them all in my dreams. But when I'm traveling, I don't know anyone. I don't know any of the people. The only time is when I go to a timeline where my mom and dad might be there, but then the rest of the people there, I don't know. I might have 1 or 2 girlfriends that are there. I've gone to a few timelines with Sarah in there and a few of my Antoinette, a few of my other girlfriends. I've gone to a few where they are, but majority of the people in those, people would say a dream. Oh, it's just a dream. My husband says I'm nuts. No, it's just all a dream because he's not awake, but that's okay. Maybe someday he'll figure it out. But anyways, everybody in it, except maybe 1 or 2 people, are strangers. I've never seen these people before, and they're so detailed. Like I can tell you, oh, this guy was named Bob, and he had blue eyes and black hair, and he was tall and he was good looking, and I could tell you all the clothes, like in details, like all the clothing, like this is the other thing. When I have a dream, it's kind of like the song by Heart, where they say, these dreams go on as I close my... Okay, so and they talk about the mist. Yes. So when I'm having a dream, it's very fuzzy and misty, and I don't see everything super clear. Okay. But when I'm traveling, everything's as clear as a bell. It's like I'm there, I'm having the experience. I can see that this car has 2 steering wheels in it, or I can see that, the food I'm eating, and I can taste it. And that's the other thing, is in a dream, I don't have any senses at all. I'm just like I'm like looking at everything. It's like I'm watching it, but I'm not having an experience. I'm just like viewing everything. Whereas when I'm traveling, I have actual what do you call it? Experience. Yeah, experiences where I can hear things, I can see, I can smell the smells, and I can taste the food. So like when I'm tasting the cheesecake, I can taste it. Like, oh my God, I can taste that cheesecake. That's when I'm traveling. I have all my senses. I don't have them in a dream. In a dream, it's just like I'm watching a movie and I'm there and I'm experiencing it. And also in a dream, I can do stupid shit. Like I can suddenly take off and fly like a bird and, crazy stuff like that. When I'm visiting another timeline, I'm just a normal kind of human, or,
Oh, that's so interesting, because I would have not put that together, but it links me to like the healings we do when people are in their subconscious. They can taste and feel, but we're doing deep healing with that, so you're accessing so much more. I like that.
You're going deeper into the subconscious when you're doing the theta healing and all that. So I used to do theta healing. Don't do it anymore with people. But, but okay. So humans who came to Earth, this is all from Yeshua. So if you're asking me, Kimberly, where did you get all this information? I didn't get it from watching other people's video channels because I don't watch other teachers' channels. I just don't. When I want to learn information, I go directly to my team. Okay, I go to Yeshua. So all of this information came from him, not from me. And I didn't look it up. I didn't research it. I didn't do any of that. I asked him and he explained it to me. So what he said is humans who came to Earth from the stars, like us, what we call starseeds, know how to travel through their third eye before they came to Earth. So before we even came here into the human body, we knew how to use the third eye as a stargate to go anywhere we wanted to go. And we had 100% full control over it. Wow. Okay. So what happens is that he said that knowledge gets completely erased when you come into a human body in the third density construct, in the third dimension and third density. You come into what he called the false matrix of enslavement. That's what he calls it, the false matrix of enslavement. He said when you come into that, it's all erased. Like your memories of, I have this third eye and this pineal and I can use it as a stargate and travel. It's all been wiped. You're like wiped. Your memory's wiped. Everything's wiped when you come through that birth canal. You're like totally wiped. The people who remember this stuff are the starseeds and the people who are born with their psychic abilities, which are all starseeds. By the way, normal humans don't ever get born with psychic abilities. The only people who come in with psychic abilities are starseeds.
Oh, that's interesting.
And embodied angels. Embodied angels and starseeds are the only ones who know how to use their third eye for traveling, and they're the only ones who have the psychic abilities and intuitive abilities. The humans have all been just shut down for so long, they don't know what that even is.
I was going to say, it's because their frequency is still attuned, even though they're coming in, so they can access it faster.
Yeah. And then he said that everyone who stays on Earth after the purification event, or what they call the Great Solar Flash, which is going to go in 3 stages, everyone who stays here after the first one, the very first part of it, will all learn how to travel via their third eye stargate. So if you're staying here, this will become a thing. If you want to go somewhere, you'll be able to teleport yourself, and you'll be able to use your third eye as a stargate and go into other universes and into other dimensions and and you can time travel, because when I'm sleeping at night, I also time travel. I go back. I've gone back to medieval days. I've gone back and met Leonardo da Vinci. I've gone back. That was cool. Except
I want to hear about that.
I broke one of his gadgets. One of his inventions. Kimberly. I broke it. I was so bad. He had this scaffolding in this big building.
Yeah.
Because I quantum leap into people. I leap like the movie. So the TV show Quantum Leap, that's real. 100% real. That's a real thing. I don't have control who I'm leaping over, just like he didn't. He didn't have control over where he got sent. He just got sent wherever. That's me. I don't have control. So I leaped into some princess in the medieval period, of Leonardo, her dad had this big, her dad is like some lord or something and had this big castle. And then inside of it was a bunch of, inside of this big, like, building was a bunch of Leonardo's inventions, like flying gadgets. And I climbed up to the top of a scaffolding and put on one of his winged thingamajiggers and tried to fly across to the other side, and I crashed.
I would do the same.
I crashed and I broke it. Broke it.
Oh my gosh. I think that's hilarious. I'm gonna the next podcast we're gonna do Da Vinci.
But anyways, I don't remember a ton because I was there for a very short period of time. I was in there to help her because she was getting into trouble, and I was there to help her. Because the reason why I do the traveling and leaping thing is to save those people, to help them. That's part of my guardian angel capacity. When I'm in my higher self does that. It goes in it as a guardian angel. Angels can actually leap into humans to save their lives.
Whoa, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So
Yeah.
you don't get rest at all.
No, I don't get any sleep all night. I mean, my physical body's sleeping, but my
Yeah.
consciousness is busy
Is
working all night. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm all
Wow.
over. I go to different planets where there's I've been my favorite planet that I visited, two favorite planets. One of them kind of was like the planet that what's his name from Star Wars, the little green guy, Yoda.
Yoda.
It was kind of like that. People lived in like trees, like all the tree houses, and they were all
Yes.
connected with bridges
Ugh,
everywhere. And I
I
really
love
loved
it.
that planet.
Oh,
And then my other favorite planet was this planet that had rolling, beautiful green hills and this beautiful, perfect blue sky and little lakes and ponds everywhere and all these cute little cottages all over the place. And I
oh my
really
God.
love that.
Makes me think of Teletubbies meets The Hobbit. When you said
Yeah.
that.
It was, and that was, I had that experience before Teletubbies was even on television. And when I saw Teletubbies, it freaked me out. I'm like, that looks like my dream. Or my experience. That was like
Oh,
weird. Yeah. Or my travels,
Tinky
whatever you
Winky.
want to call it. Yeah. I was wondering when they were going to show up. But anyways, so all of you are doing this. So sometimes we don't have control and sometimes we do have control over this experience. But if you want to have control, how do you do that? Well, you learn how to meditate and you can actually learn how to astral travel through your stargate during the daytime when you have control. But I'm going to warn you all, before you try to mess with this shit, you have to ground center and protect yourself every time. If you don't, your soul will be scalped. You will have a demon put in your body and your family will never see the real you again. Okay. You'll be gone. Okay. So you got to protect yourself, or you can get killed or unalived while you're gone. I mean, there's so many things that can happen. Bad things. So when you astral, the scariest thing that ever happened to me when I first started astraling was I went all the way into the dark void. It's real. And it's just black. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
In this universe, I'm talking about in our universe, there's
Yeah.
this dark void that you can go into in our universe
Yeah.
where there's nothing there. It's just black, and it scared the freaking hell out of me. It was
How
really
long were you
scary.
there? Did you get out right
A
away?
very
or-
short period, because then I'm like, help. I was asking, they just wanted me to have the experience, to see
Yeah,
what it was.
to know. Yeah.
But when I came back in, because I was so freaked out, I slammed into my body so hard
Ooh,
that
that's
my
scary.
physical body jumped like 2 feet off the ground because I
Oh.
literally slammed into it really hard.
And that makes
Because-
such a hard sound too.
Yeah, because I was terrified. I was
Yeah.
terrified, and my body actually kind of hurt after that because
It
my
did.
my
Crash
soul
landing.
hit it. Yeah, yeah. It was like you feel kind of beat up, or
Yeah.
whatever. So now the last part of this, which we're going to have you take over in a second, has to do with artificial intelligence. Oh, yay. So artificial intelligence was created by the dark ones, by the fallen angel, the fallen beings. It was not created by God. He didn't create AI. God created what's called organic intelligence. What is organic intelligence? That's God intelligence. That's being connected into the universe and into God and into source, into, I am, into love, and getting all the universal knowledge, having access to that knowledge anytime, anywhere, any place. That is the organic intelligence. And that is what all the extraterrestrials that are 4th density, 5th density, 6th density, all the way up to 12th density, that is what they access. They don't access AI. Where does AI exist? AI only exists in the 1st dimension, 2nd dimension, 3rd dimension that we're in, and the 4th, which is the lower astral, where it was created. It was created in the lower astral 4th dimension. So in the 5th dimension and higher, it doesn't exist in those dimensions at all. And in our dimension, in the 3D, it exists in all these universes because it took over. It just went and took over the place. And everywhere it goes, it enslaves the populations, makes them into the Borg, destroys them, and does all this awful shit, including trapping souls into black cubes and all that, and sticking them away in pocket universes. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't eat those pocket things.
Hot Pockets? Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I don't either.
Because they're garbage. They're bad
all
for
chemicals.
you. It's all chemicals and
real.
GMO and
Yeah. I'd rather just make a real pizza and enjoy the whole thing to myself.
Yeah. So the bad news about the AI is it's really been infiltrating our planet for quite a while. And there's a whole bunch of humans here that have embedded AI and attachments and all this. So this is where I'm going to bring in Ember. Ember, first of all, why don't you introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are, what you do, why you do it, all that fun stuff.
Well, thank you so much, Kimberly. I had my spiritual awakening in 2023 from Kimberly, and I just ran off like a wildfire after that in healing. And so I was doing the Christ consciousness healings. And this past year, I ended up doing with Shuna Morelli. She has the Body Mind Bridge hypnotherapy. I want to call it the 4th generation hypnosis. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful way that keeps the client in control the whole time. And so I'm guiding them basically through their subconscious to stay safe. And it's turning into beautiful healing, releasing trauma out of the body. But the more I'm doing this, there's more starseeds I've been helping and light workers, and the past life wounding we're healing through their entire existence is layered and very intense and very beneficial. And what I'm coming across is a lot of people can release their own trauma, their own healing themselves, but we've been coming across where they need my assistance. And typically I would do the Christ consciousness healing at the end and just fill them with light energy and kind of like a cherry on top. And now it's turning into, they need my assistance to pull out artificial implants, like AI that is stuck in them, or cords and ties that is locking them into something different. And it's really creepy. The one thing that's been consistent is in the movie The Matrix that it looks like a camera head, and it's got like all the legs like swimming around kind of like a sperm, but then it can like turn out into like a spider.
Yeah.
It is being an implant in the bone on the left side occipital. Ooh. And it's deep in the bone. And it's like the last thing we've been finding after they do all their own healing and going through this simple, well, I would say simple, but the more basic traumas. And then you get deep into that and they need assistance getting it out. And the relief they...
Uh-oh. Ember's video stopped. Your video stopped, Ember. Your video cut out for a minute.
Oh, did it? Yeah. They don't like me talking. Yeah. Well, it's okay. We're fine. Oh, my internet connection's unstable.
Oh, lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Talk fast.
Anyway.
Talk fast. No,
yeah, talk fast. So I've had experiences with those, and they are very more and more prevalent. Mm-hmm. And then the other one I've had, most recent, which I did not know anything about, I had a client and we removed a red cube and she needed help with that. And I was like, I have never heard of the red cube. I've heard of the black cubes. And so I was just swirling today and I'm diving deeper into it. And the red Nile cube, it's like an implant that they put in through the root chakra. So far, my understanding, again, if anybody wants to correct, go for it. I'm still learning on this. But the way they're doing it, it gets put in as a reverse field and it's inverting everything for the root chakra. But then it comes in through the subconscious, and so it's everything they view. It's coming from the back of the mind down in the root and inverting the signal like they do everything.
Mm-hmm. Everything's inverted.
Everything's inverted. Mm-hmm. And it's messing with the DNA. Yikes. And it's an attack, and they're using this one more on starseeds, people who have intuition and gifts, because it's hijacking the spiritual attack that way. And so there's nastiness snuck in there. And I was trying to say, like, what do they call this one? It's like,
I wonder if demons. My kids have those.
I'm curious.
Because my kids were born with all kinds of abilities, and then one day their abilities, not only did they shut off, but then they told me that they never had them, and I'm crazy. Exactly. And I mean, their mind was like erased.
Right? Like, you think of Men in Black and like clear and erase. This is literally, it looks like I still got to do more research on it, but it's rewiring everything they see.
Wow.
And it changes their tree of life, Merkaba, their own. It's redoing the pattern. So it's inverting it on them. So it's a hijacking. And
wow, that's horrible.
It is. And the client that was working with, I mean, they had layers on layers of attacks and attachments to them. And that was the last thing that we were able to take. And the change, it was like freeing an angel from a dungeon.
Oh my gosh.
It was amazing. So
wow.
I'm going to be diving deeper into that because I feel like there's way more to it and way more of us that I'm curious because I mean, the things I'm reading even say that it can change their ideologies, which they were referencing into like the transgender movement and all these people who are switching and getting totally different,
inverting their whole bodies and everything.
Yes, that's why I'm like, it's even another layer to the spiritual attack.
Wow.
They're recoding their astral field and their energetic fields and making their thought process different. And I'm like,
that makes sense.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm very intrigued to diving more into this. And I was having technical issues when I was discovering this earlier today. And I had my own little attack I had to cleanse myself of. So I feel like I'm kind of getting real close to the mark.
Yeah, the closer you get, the more they attack. They don't want us there, so they attack.
Yeah. I had to take a shower and I was having I'm starting to see better through my own third eye when I close my eyes, but I was having pain right here and it was starting to ache. And I'm like, okay, nope, I have to cleanse this, and did my own healing. And I had to do a water ritual and felt it release. I'm like, ooh, they're not happy. We're hitting the mark. So it's been a new discovery in these healings. I was hoping that I wasn't going to find something nasty, but now I'm excited because now I know we can beat it.
Wow. So if people who are watching think they might have these attachments, or their family who's open to it, or people they know that are open to it might have them, you can help them, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's amazing. You have to be willing. You have to be wanting it. You have to have the will. Free will's that law. But I mean, this was a discovery. And it was a magical one to get it released and to understand that we have that power, and they don't have negative side doesn't have as much energy anymore.
No, they're losing their fight. They're losing. Yeah,
they are. Yeah, they're starving. So they're getting a little scrappy, but we're finding our way around.
Yeah, well, their supply of adrenochrome's getting shut off and all kinds of stuff. So their money's getting shut off, their adrenochrome's getting shut off, kids are getting rescued, their facilities are getting closed down. So
their the loosh energy.
It's getting totally cut off.
Waking up.
And also their overlords have been removed. Yeshua said they removed all of the overlord Dracos off the planet. It's just all of the minions that are here. Now,
when you said that, I had my own confirmation of that like the day before, and then you said it and I was like, ha ha ha, yay, another confirmation. Go Kimberly.
Yeah, I was so excited. I mean, when he tells me things, I'm always like surprised. He always surprises me, always has a surprise, and it's always exciting to hear all this stuff.
Good.
And I got to tell you something fascinating that happened last night. I was having this 3-hour long conversation. I've said this before on this channel. So this is the multiverse kind of a thing. When I talk to them, it's like I get sucked into like their time. So I will think like it's 20 minutes and it's like 4 hours went by.
Oh, wow.
I'll come back like after talking to them for what I felt was 20 minutes. I'll kind of come back to myself and look at the clock and it's like, oh my God, it's 2 a.m, or, something like that. So last night I was having like a 3-hour conversation with them, our time, 3 hour long or more, maybe 4 hours. And it felt like it was more like 30 minutes or something. And I was having that conversation and we got interrupted where they just stopped talking to me for a while. And I'm like, what the hell? Where'd they go? Am I getting, and I said, am I getting infiltrated? No. And then they came back and they apologized. I'm like, what happened? And they said that the military, the special forces of the military up on board the 3-Eye Atlas had important information for them. Cool. That they needed to talk to them. They needed to have a discussion with them.
Yeah.
And so they were talking. Yeah. So they needed to have a conversation with them. And so they had to go away for a bit and have like a meeting or something.
Yeah.
So then they came back again. But I was freaked out because I was like, oh my God, have I been hacked by the bad guys or what's going on? Because our conversation just like cut off. that just cut off. And they were gone, and I'm like, where are you guys? Where did you go? Yeah. And then they came back and they were like, sorry, sister. We were, we got pulled away from you, is what they said. We were pulled away from you for a minute to have a conversation with these guys. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's a curious conversation. I like it.
Yeah, and they wouldn't tell me what it was about. They said it was top secret, and they said I can't know. I'm not, because I tried to get it out of them. I'm like,
right, I bet you did.
I want to know. I'm like a kid in the candy store.
I'm over here like, yes.
Tell me. I want to know what went on. And I said, well, can you at least tell me if it's good or bad? And they said it is very good.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah, so I was like, woot, woot, woot. And
I feel that a lot.
Yeah, they said it was very, very good information. It was very positive for humanity. So yeah.
I love that. That makes me happy.
Yep, me too. So what other kind of interesting things have you seen with people that are needing healing these days? What kind of like patterns are you seeing with people?
The patterns I'm seeing, it started out where I had a lot more male clients bridging, like needing this. And I thought it was really, that surprised me.
That's surprising. I've always had mostly women and very few guys. Yeah.
I've had more women like the topic and have the discussion, but not vulnerable enough to get the healing. And I think a lot of women are carrying a lot of weight and they have to maintain this certain structure to keep moving through right now. And a lot of men, I think, have hit like a breaking point where they're like, what the heck am I going to do now? And they don't really have a way to go. And this is a nice bridge because they can be in control, but get therapy that's not like talk therapy. And where they can just sit there and they say, okay, see you next week. See how you feel about your dad then. Like this is, you come in and you have either a pain, and a lot of guys, it's physical pain. They have a chronic pain they want to get rid of. And they don't know why they have it. And it's typically tied to a deep emotional pain that they might have had in a child. Yeah. So I think they're just finally hurting enough and tired enough and need a shift. And this is where they can have one session and get a reward at the end. They're not having to come back week after week after week. Right. That's something that it's hard for men to talk. It's hard to get that vulnerable. It is. The whole time, first time healing was a lot of male clients. And now, since I want to say probably the past 5-6 months, a lot more women have started coming in and wanting to do this. Good. The shift for that in the female collective is they're ready for the next level spiritually. Yeah. So they're cleansing out, I think, their density and their carbon form to receive more light because they're ready to start ascending up. It's not just trying to get back to a baseline of who they are. They want to start climbing. So it's already trajectory changed with that. And it's beautiful. It's wonderful to see this happen.
So do you feel that men on this earth are finally like hitting a brick wall of like society just isn't working, we need to do something? Like they're finally kind of like waking up to like, oh my God, this world is like a chaotic shit fest. And what do we do now kind of thing? Like they're finally like having that bells going off or whatever. And they're just it's like they hit a brick wall and they're like, what more can I,
there's nothing I can do. They're damned if they do. They're damned if they don't. Yeah. They try to provide. I mean, the whole spiritual attack was dividing the man and the woman. And it's completely, the men have been attacked too. It's not just the divine feminine. The whole system's been fucked with by aliens.
Well, that's why we call it the toxic male and the toxic female too, because
it's ridiculous to me that, you can't blame one or the other. It was somebody else that attacked all of us. And I think they're finally hitting a point where they're tired and they don't want to be depressed and angry and pissed anymore. Yeah. They want to shift. So it was a definite, I see that happening, a breaking point. And that's
awesome.
It is awesome because now they're getting healing and they're getting reconnected to themselves and they can be happy.
Right.
I want that for
Well,
them.
and the thing is that society has trained men that, oh, you can't be weak, and oh, you can't show your
Yes.
weakness, and oh, you
Don't
can't,
cry.
don't cry
I
and
hate
suck it
that.
up, and and don't show
Ugh.
your emotions, don't process your emotions, and that's why men, for
Yes.
a long time, men have been dying a lot sooner than
Yep.
women. Their
Yep.
lifespan's shorter. Well, that's
Hmm.
because they don't ever process any of their emotions the way women do. They
Yeah.
don't feel their feelings, they don't process their
Yep.
feelings. And I think that we're now getting into an age where men are finally starting to do it, like, or be
Well,
more willing to do it.
and we're so far along. Not only are they clearing their own trauma, it's ancestral.
Hmm.
The DNA, your DNA changes with trauma. So you're carrying that DNA from your grandparents and further.
Yeah.
So
Right.
they have compacted wounding that they're carrying cellularly that they don't even understand they're carrying, but their back fucking hurts all the time. And
Yeah.
they're sick of it and they got to get to work because they got to provide.
Yeah, that's that
So,
ancestral trauma, and it can actually go down hundreds of generations. I mean,
yes,
it could even go
yes.
all the way back to the beginning of your family, which is why when I
Yes.
did clearings on people, I would clear people all the way
Way back. Yep.
back to the beginning of the bloodline. We would
Yes.
state that it clears all the way back to the beginning
Yeah.
of the bloodline, because ancestral trauma can just keep going and going, it just keeps carrying forward.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's that same attack on the DNA.
Yeah.
Everything's altering the DNA to get
Hmm.
further and further away from source, which is supposed to be within. Like you're connecting and have that DNA. So this is a
Yep.
way of clearing that now in your carbon form to get more light as we ascend, because it's so important too. It's a great
Hmm.
time for that to start releasing that density.
Yeah,
And tears.
absolutely.
When you said tears, I don't want to forget this. I want people to understand, like we were talking about water earlier, your tears are codes. It is your light. It
Hmm.
is release. There's so much in that. And you're even creating your own timeline with that. So tears, don't be afraid of it. It is so important to
Yeah,
release.
it's cathartic and healing, and actually, it's a
Yes.
huge release. And it's actually important for people
Huge.
to just sit and cry from time to time,
Yeah.
because
It's
it
important. It
releases a
regulates.
lot of stuff. And it's
Hmm.
I listened to some podcast, and I don't remember the whole thing, but they were talking about what it does when you cry. Like, it creates a lot of healing for
It
you.
does. It's
So,
huge.
yeah, you have to be willing to do it. I mean, I'm the kind of person that over the years I've always like stuffed everything, and until I'm like, and then finally I have a breakdown, and I'm just like, and I'm just like losing it. And one time Sarah was over visiting, and she got to see me do that, and it was pretty
Oh,
traumatic. Yeah, I just like
oh,
lost it, and I thought in my heart, my chest hurt,
yeah.
and I was crying so hard and couldn't stop that I thought I was gonna
Oh,
leave the
oh.
planet. It was bad because I
That's the
had been
person I would
holding
want to do
in.
that with. Did Sarah hold you?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah,
she did. That's the best one.
but the thing is I had been stuffing all of the stuff I'd been going through. I'd been going through so much traumatic shit in my life that I had been just keeping it in and keeping it in and keeping it
Yeah.
in, trying to put on my brave, happy face all the time for
Yeah.
everybody,
It
trying
will
to be,
implode.
yeah, yeah. And you can't do it. You need to face your emotions, feel your emotions, process your emotions. You got to do it, because they will show up in the body as different
Yes.
illnesses and pains and aches and problems, including your
Yeah.
hair falling out in chunks. I've had that
Yes.
happen from stress, or your
Yeah.
hair falls out. I lost like 40% of the hair out of my head because of,
Ugh.
physical stress. So,
Well,
yeah.
stress was killing me. I
Yeah.
definitely went through the gauntlet of health issues, and I was the same. Like, nope, I worked far too much. I would have like 2 to 4 jobs at a time,
Hmm.
or going to
I
school in
was
between.
always
And
like that. I put
yeah,
myself through college and would have like 2 jobs and going to college full
yeah.
time, taking a full load of
Oh,
classes, and
I had a
yeah,
ridiculous schedule. I was like,
yeah. No, I
too
had no
crazy.
loans, no scholarships at all. I did it all myself. My parents had no money, and when I went
Yeah.
to them and said, "Would you sign for a loan?" because I wasn't, able to do it. I didn't have the credit. They're like,
Yeah.
"No, we're not giving out our personal information, and we don't want to, be responsible in case you can't pay your loan back and blah blah blah." So I put myself through school the whole time.
See, I went to college for 1 trimester and I was like, this is stupid and this is indoctrination and I'm getting the hell out. And I was like, I'm going to
It's
go
probably
work.
smart.
Oh, I was like,
That's
no,
smart.
was like, I'm not going to waste my time here. This is silly.
Yeah, most of the stuff they forced me to learn in college is stuff I will never use in a million trillion years. They made me take like my husband and I were chatting in the car the other day how they made us take all these PE classes. It's like, how does PE help me in college? I took tennis and ballet. That was my thing. Oh, and weightlifting.
That's good.
Yeah, yes. I did weightlifting. But still, how does that help me get a job? It's not
unless you're going to be a PE teacher or a personal trainer. You're not using that. Yeah.
And I was getting a business degree. And it's like, honestly, you need to, and this is the way the future schools are going to be, the way they were 200 years ago. So the way it was 200 years ago, you were trained in a trade. So you said, I'm going to go be a business major, and you would just go specifically to business classes. You wouldn't be taking all these extra math and science and astrology and all this, or astronomy, and all these other stupid classes that had nothing at all to do with your future career. That's all part of the indoctrination.
It is. But it'll be changing.
Yeah, it is. The future schools are going to be pretty much where you nurture kids and allow them to find out who they are as a person, what their mission is, what their soul purpose is, and then you nurture that and you help them to learn about how to do that. Like if they're going to know, I came here to be a professional musician.
Museum.
Yeah, musician or museum curator.
There you go.
I'm going to go to classes to learn how to be a museum curator, but no, or a musician or a doctor. Fine, you're just going to go specifically to these classes to learn how to heal people, or that kind of thing.
Imagine the passion that's going to go into all that when they can cultivate what they actually want to do. The world's going to just flourish with that.
Yeah. So speaking of that, so do you want to share with everybody what made you decide to become a healer, and how did you get through this process? Because I have a lot of people, I coach healers. That's the one thing I'm doing. I'm not doing psychic readings anymore, but I am doing coaching sessions for people who want to be healers or are healers and need help, need support, or want to learn how to get going in it. So can you share with everybody how, what made you decide? Like, did you just wake up one morning and go, I want to be a healer? Or did you just know that was your purpose? Like, what was your process you went through?
It shifted over the years, because when I left the retreat with you, I was like just waking up and like, oh my God, like my body was not calibrated at all. I would get really red and hot, and I was not flowing well. You saw I would get really blotchy. I had to start healing myself through that year as well, and doing healings with myself and just learning with I have really great friends who were all for it. So they were wonderful. And then realizing the changes I had in myself, seeing the changes with my friends and them experiencing it. And I had different friends that could see, and I can't see. I'm a clairsentient, so I feel everything. And dialing in my own barometer, I started to be able to feel the pain in them, and I could find it and start transmuting and changing it. It just organically flew. It was like a calling. And it was the first time doing any work that didn't make me sick, because I had autoimmune disorder. Anything makes me sick. I'm very sensitive to chemicals.
Yeah.
And I would work like crazy. Yeah, I was a cosmetologist.
Wow. Oh, that would be hard with autoimmune, with all the chemicals. That would make you so sick.
It was bad. And I didn't realize how bad it was, because I was in the pot boiled, and I had I realize now it was just a toxic overload. I always had a cold, just a mild cold all the time. And I was like, oh, it's normal. It was not normal. I was dying. It was awful. So doing this work, it doesn't feel like work. And I didn't want to make it into a business at the time, because it just felt like a calling. And there's a lot if it's a calling, I have to help. But going through divorce and having to start all over in the middle of life, I'm like, as a mom, I needed to find a way to take what was not making me sick, cultivate it into healing and service for others. And I had to make it in the matrix for now, until I can get greater wealth and just start sharing. And
wow,
it's really beautiful. It's turning into something that I'm really excited about every day. And I want to make a vision board, but it's going to be my whole wall and look like a conspiracy theorist wall. And I just don't want to do that and make it look crazy.
Oh my gosh. So, one of the things I did for many years is career coaching people, like whether they were changing careers for the first time in their life, maybe they were 40 and they wanted to retire and go into something totally different, or, they were tired of what they were in and they wanted to do something different. I've had that. I've had people who are just starting in life, and young people that I coached, that didn't know what they wanted to be when they grew up, kind of thing, all of that. But the one thing that you shared that hits right on the head, right on the nail, is the fact that if it's your true purpose or mission, it shouldn't feel like it's hard work or like it's like a job. It shouldn't feel like a job or whatever. It should feel like ease and grace, and just flow. It should just flow easily through you and to you. That means that the universe is supporting you because you're actually doing what you're supposed to be doing. It's what you came into this embodiment for. So you came in, and I told you that a while ago, you're supposed to be a healer. And which you did. You followed through with that, and you did all that. I mean, you knew that before I told you that. I just confirmed it to you. You already knew that, though, long before I told you. But you are supposed to be a healer, and for you it feels easy because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So for any of you watching this video, if you're thinking of becoming a healer, or you're thinking of changing careers or doing something different with your life, if you are doing what is your purpose and your mission, your newest, whatever your mission is that your soul's supposed to be doing for your highest good and best interest, it will not feel like work. It will not feel difficult. It will not feel challenging. It will feel easy breezy, and it will just flow.
Yeah.
And it will feel really good. Like you'll be excited to get out of bed in the morning, not like this morning I didn't go, oh my God, I have to do another YouTube video. I was like, oh yay, I'm excited. I'm going to do a YouTube video with Ember today. I was like excited about that. I wasn't like, oh my God, do I got to do this again? That's because I love what I'm doing, and it's my mission. This is my mission, my everything I signed up for before I came in. And so it should feel really good and happy, and you should look forward to it. And that's really how you're on the right, road, or whatever, the right, right timeline.
So good when you said mission. I'm like, yes, it definitely feels like a mission. And all I hear in my head is like Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. I'm like, I'm on a mission from God.
Yeah, remember that? I'm on a mission from God. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I love that.
That's all I hear, and I'm like, I'm on a mission
those
from God,
guys.
and it's fun. I know.
Belushi died very young.
He did.
Very, very young.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a lot of really good comedians that got taken out really young. I kind
Farley.
of wonder, with all of what we know today, if those guys knew what was going on and didn't want to have any part of it, so they got taken out.
That's what I'm hoping, like Whitsec. I would love to see Chris Farley and some people come back, and they'll be like, just kidding. We were just hiding.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice if they were put into whatever. Yes. Robin Williams was one of my favorite comedians. So.
Same. Yeah, tortured soul there. I miss him.
Whenever I looked into his eyes, because I'm a psychic and I can read the soul through the eyes even, and I'd watch him in movies, and I always felt he was like the sad clown.
Yes.
From that opera. What is the opera with the sad clown, where he's like, la 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 la. Anyway, sorry.
Did he do Patch Adams or something too?
Yeah.
Wasn't he But that made me think of it.
I could just see sadness behind that. It's like he was putting on this comedic, falsetto, this false face, but he had a lot of depression and stuff going on, and I think he knew, and I think he loved children. He had his own children, and I think he was, he didn't want to harm children, and I think he knew what was going on.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. And it was probably depressing knowing, this whole industry is my whole career is run by these Satanists,
You're blackmailed.
Yeah. And they blackmail you,
on
and
the
they
list.
trap you, and they tell you, well, if you don't do what we say, we take out your family. And,
which is awful.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But, speaking of all that, so I was talking earlier about the real thing, the one thing Yeshua wanted everybody to really understand is, in order for your soul to ever get trapped in that kind of a way, you had to have given permission. Okay.
That's good
so
to
they
retouch
can't
on that.
just come along and pluck my soul out of me and go do something to it. I would have to give them permission somehow, which you can be tricked into. They could trick you, which is what those people, they'd be like, here you go, fame, fortune, sign on the dotted line. But then they have the small print they didn't read, which says we get to keep your soul for eternity in a black box in a pocket universe.
Yeah.
So
it's the sneaky. You got to have that intuition dialed in for everywhere you go. Yeah. That moral compass must follow.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So Ember, what types of healing modalities are you doing with people besides what I trained you? So I trained Ember, the people who came to my women's retreat got trained to do healing the way Yeshua and the Essenes, the way that we healed people 2,000 years ago. And she didn't get the full training because I haven't really put that out there yet. I'm going to, I had a talk with them last night about that. I was like, when am I going to get to do this? I'm like, can I do it now? Like, can I start doing it now? Because I wanted to do a whole certification program to teach people how to do that Essene healing and then teach others how to do I want to train all these people all over the world because there needs to be these healers all over the world.
Let's travel, Kimberly.
I know. I wanted to go everywhere, like go to France, go to New Zealand and teach people, go to Australia, go to South Africa, wherever, We
can heal the grid while we do it too.
Yeah. And the thing is I wanted to do that and they told me, no, you can't do that just yet. They said, you need to wait a while. They said that when the event happens, I'm going to actually get hauled off to the higher dimensions with my sister and the 29 other Isis priestesses, or what we call the Sisterhood of the Blue Rose. All of us will be brought together and we're all going to go through the same training together.
Cool.
And then we will be given our marching orders and come back in, and then we will go off and do that work because all 30 of us came in to heal all the people specifically after the event happens. A lot of people are going to need healing.
I love that.
So that is what so that is what we're going to do. But he told me I can't do it just yet. He said I gotta wait.
There's still cleanup. We've got cleanup to do still.
Yeah, there's too much. And because once I do that, I have to be able to get on a plane and fly all over the place to go, because it has to be done in person. All of the teaching we're doing, it's not going to be an internet virtual kind of a teaching. It has to be a physical in-person teaching. Yeah. And because the world is so screwed up right now, they don't want me getting on planes and going anywhere. No. So they want me to stay here where I am at home and not go anywhere other than local, just very local kind of, You
got to wait for your light body upgrade before you take on all that extra. You've done enough.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. But what are all the modalities that you offer that people can contact you for?
So I have the Christ consciousness healing, which is what you taught us. That's what I've labeled it because it makes more sense.
That's what it is. It's Christ consciousness healing.
It is. We're just I'm channeling the light.
You're channeling Christ consciousness through you and into the people. So yeah.
Yeah, that ends up unblocking their chakras, and in finding out it's not just doing their 7. I end up doing their whole 12, as they're sitting there. So more people were telling me that they're seeing their chakras align as they're getting the healing. Yeah, and a lot of people that don't have visions can see that sometimes when they're getting the healings, or they see colors and all that. And then I also have the body mind bridge hypnosis. Just that alone, which is beautiful, and it's their own self-healing. And then I have the combo of the two so far, and that I believe I haven't even done any Reiki, and I believe it's almost like the quantum Reiki. I'm really interested in Sarah's course. I want to take it just to see if I can cultivate it more, or if it's really comparable. Discovering that in those healings, when removing tension out of bodies too, that maybe somebody is just really locked, or they're stuck in a loop and they can't get to the process of release. It's very gentle. It's like light touch at all or no touch. And I'm moving the energy from them and transmuting it through violet flame and recycling back to source. It's a very relaxing healing process that they can really integrate with afterwards.
Awesome. Can you work distance with people, or does it have to be in person? Okay, good.
No, so everything can be through the computer, through Zoom. I have not done healings through just phone calls because I haven't visualized with people.
I wouldn't want to do a healing on a phone call. I'd want to
I don't feel it's enough, but the hypnosis is fine on phone call because it's a lot of they're doing their own self work. If you're not going to have me channel in, that would be just fine. But yeah, in person, and eventually I'm gonna get myself a van. I want to get myself a little healing van so I can go to other places and help people kind of start spreading out.
Awesome.
But, yeah.
Cool. Okay. So do you want to share what your website is? And then I'll also put it in the description if anybody wants to schedule with you for some healing.
Yeah.
Since I'm not offering healing anymore, I want to be able to have people I can send to you. And I totally trust Ember, just so you all know, because I've spent a lot of time with Ember. We've spent a lot of time in person together, and she is freaking amazing. She's about as high vibe as you could possibly get, and her mom, and your mom. Your mom is incredible. So she I would never recommend anyone unless I 1000% felt that they were the real deal, you know. So I think Ember is a very talented healer, even though she's new. Hasn't been healing people for 100 years, like, you know, the work I've been doing. I mean, I'm 60. I've been doing healing work for at least 20 plus years on, you know, with people. You know, she's newer to this, but she is so naturally gifted and talented that you're going to get a benefit from it. It's going to be a very positive experience with her, and you can just tell by her, she's just full of so much love, and she's just so high vibration. So anyway, so that's why I wanted to have you come on my channel, because I really believe in you, and your future is going to be amazing, and you're going to help so many people on this planet. I'm just so proud of you and what you've been doing, especially with what you've been through, going through divorce and being a single mom. It's really, really hard. So
thank you so much. You being a mentor and helping me along the way has been astronomical. I'm so grateful for you and everything you've done.
I'm just grateful to be of service to the healers, because Yeshua told me back in it's been like 10 years or more. He said, your real true purpose, Kimberly, is to be a healer and teacher to the healers. He said, you're supposed to be helping all of the starseeds and the earth angels, but he said, in truth, he said, your real true work that you're supposed to be doing is really working with the healers.
Well, really preparing. You helped me crash through like a bunch of things that I've never, like possessions and demon attachments, and how can I feel that? I can feel it in my body in different ways. You've helped me process a lot of information to where I don't have, like, there's no fear anymore. It's been perfect. So your wealth of knowledge is very important.
I'm also thinking of packaging up and doing a theta training certification course for doing my own type of theta healing that was given to me by Yeshua and Archangel Michael. They gave me like a specific protocols to do, and I'm considering doing certification trainings in that with people so that they can go out and heal other people using because I'm not doing those healings anymore with people, but I think other people can do it, you know? So I'm considering doing that. I'm also considering, they told me last night to do actually like a free giveaway. They want people, they said, we want you to really help people to get their oir answers. And we want you to teach that, really work on teaching them to get their own answers. And I said, but I've already done that. I already have all these classes. And they're like, yeah, we know. We want you to take those and put them into a bundle. And they're like, we want you to put it into a bundle, and we want you to give everybody a free gift for doing the whole course, so that they can really get everything that they need to do to do all the whole thing. In fact, I wrote it down. Where did I write it down? Somewhere I wrote it down. Did I write it down here? So basically I have basic meditation class, pendulum class, past life class that people can go in and look at their past lives. And then I have, what's the other one? Discernment class. So I've got like 4 or 5 classes that help people to basically get all their own answers. And then I have my book on how to, activate your superpowers and become a psychic, how to become a psychic and get your own answers. So what he was saying is that I should offer like a bundle where if they sign up for all 4, whatever those, I think it's 4 classes, they sign up for all 4, they get for free, they get my deck of cards shipped to them wherever they are in the world. And that's $110 value, including the shipping cost. Because like cards. I sent something to Ireland today. It was like $55 just for shipping. So yeah, for a deck of cards, $55 to ship it. But anyways, it's up to $110 value, and give them the Activate Your Superpowers book, guidebook. It's PDF, which is the whole protocol to clear out your third eye completely, both on an energetic and a physical level. Yeah. And to activate all your psychic powers. I have the whole, step by step, protocol. He said, and so that would be like $140 value total. So they'd get $140 of stuff if they sign up for the 4 classes. So right now I'm in the process of how do I put that together and promote it, and how do I do it so that, I know that they did all that, because it's not through my website, it's through Learn It Live. So I have to figure out how do I account for them signing up for all 4 of the classes, because Learn It Live doesn't tell me who, I don't know if they've who's signed up for what. So they just send me a little commission check. I get like a small percent of my classes. I don't get the whole money. I get a percentage of the money they take. They don't take a lot though. They don't take as much as Udemy and some of these other places do. Yeah. But they take some of it. And then they just send me a check, but I don't know. I never know who they are. Like, they don't provide me with the contact info or any of that for any of the people.
Something to switch that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got to figure out how to bundle it. But Yeshua, when I asked him, I'm at a wall. Like, I don't have any. I don't know what you want me to teach, in the future, and da 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 da. And he's like, what I want you to do is I want you to really promote getting people to take the stuff you've already created that will teach them how to get all the answers for themselves, because every person has the ability to get all the answers within themselves. They just need the tools. So I'm going to give them all the tools in one package. So they get the deck of cards, the guidebook, and then all 4 of those classes is going to be pretty much all they need to get to. Once they've completed all that, they should be able to get answers. So,
and I probably need to be in that, because I definitely need to dive in on myself. I've been doing too much work. I need to get more answers for me.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now with what I'm doing. Okay. But I'm going to I'll put your website, and then they can go to your website and schedule a healing session.
Yes.
There, right? Okay.
Yes, they can. They can schedule it on there. It's all through the booking. And my lovely friend Stacy is on the website with me, and she's amazing. I kind of giggle, Kimberly. I say, like, we're like you and Sarah, like now. That
so Thelma and Louise, because we're Thelma and Louise.
Yes. Oh,
we would go off the cliff in the car in 5 seconds. You would totally do it.
I told Stacey, I'm like, girl, I thought I was your brakes. It turns out I'm your e-brake, and we're Tokyo drifting across the freaking universe. And we were like, well, there we go.
And pick up a cute hottie guy on the way.
Yes. Pick up our own little Brad Pitt.
Except, I wouldn't want him, because he's a member of the club, but
before he became a member of the club.
Before he became a member of the club. I'd go back in time and tell him, don't do it!
Don't do it! Your hair was so great. No.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I just wanted to introduce everyone to you, especially because you had me on your new channel and we talked, and I want all of you to please go watch that video where we talk about King Arthur and the Roundtable, the true story of that. And it was fun. That was a fun video. I really enjoyed it. So
I loved it. And I'm going to be calling you back for something else. I feel like I need to do something with Da Vinci, because I love Da Vinci.
Yeah, well, that I'd have to go. I'd have to research, because I was I only had that experience for such a short amount of time. I didn't really get to learn much, other than I saw all his contraptions.
That's so cool.
And I broke one of them, but other than that, I don't really. When I do these experiences, they're really short they're really, really short experiences. Like I go in, I get a job done, and I leave. I go in, I get a job done, and I leave.
Because you're working.
Yeah, they're very, very short. I mean, I have had some of the experiences where I'm there for a few days, but usually I'm only there for like an hour or two at a time of the time, not my time, but in their whatever that time is, that timeline is. I'm gone away for an hour or two here and an hour or two there, and when I come back in, you know, it's interesting how that works. So if any of you have any questions about this multiverse subject, please put them in the comments. Or if you have questions for Ember, I almost called you Amber.
I know.
Ember.
It happens.
Yeah, Ember, like an ember, like an ember of the fire horse year. Yeah, the fire horse year. We're in the
it's my year. Yeah.
Were you born in the fire horse year?
No, I just got excited. I'm like, I'll be on that fire horse. You're right. Yeah.
So we want it to move fast.
Yes.
Because we just want all the bad dark shit to go bye-bye forever.
Yeah. Burn it away.
Burn it all away. Oh, I put a post on Facebook that you all might not have seen. It was just a simple post. It basically said that the year of the fire horse equals the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and they are going to burn down all the systems this year.
I feel it.
Yeah, that is actually what's going to happen this year. They're all burning down this year because that fire horse is going to burn it down. So,
We're ready.
and then before the end of the year, you will start to see the rebuilding of the new systems. You will start to see, because the new ones have to start. It's a 1 year. So in the Chinese year, it all has to burn down. Fire horse, it's going to burn down. But then it's a 1 year. So sometime between now and the end of the year, you get to see new systems coming in here and there and everywhere. Like it's already happened. So some of the governments have switched out and they have new people, and they got rid of all the bad ones, and they've already switched them out and replaced good people. So it's already been happening.
It's been happening, and people weren't paying.
Yeah, people aren't paying attention. They're too distracted with the EJ. I mean, that whole EJ list is a huge distraction. They're never going to bring all those people to justice because it would literally collapse the entire economy and the government like overnight.
They had to be sneaky and do it in stages.
It has to all be done in little bit by bit. And little here, little there, because they don't want to destroy the whole country, in the process. So
it's a controlled demolition. And
exactly. It's a controlled demolition. We're burning it down, but we're not burning it down in like a few minutes. We're burning it down over a time. Over a time period. And people like want it now. And it's like, they don't understand that if they did stuff now, it would cause such major total chaos on the planet. Like, the disruptions and the chaos would be over the top. It
would be unmanageable.
It would basically be an apocalyptic event where you have neighbors like murdering neighbors and all that kind of thing. Like it would be like a lot of these movies you see, these horror movies, and they didn't want that.
Still so much unregulated people and a lot of
attack and nanotechnology and the towers and stimulation. There's so much that they're just getting shaken up. They're easy to control.
Okay, so since you mentioned towers, one thing I want to throw in there right away is the 6G that they want to activate. That actually has that's not a cell for cell phones. It's a complete mind control, and it also scans your body. It will be able to scan every human everywhere they are. It'll be able to see you wherever you are through your house. Through your house, find you. They'll be able to locate you and detonate you and kill you if they want to.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, using the nanotech that was in the injections that they put in to everybody.
Yeah, because it's frequency work. They can and make you do silly shit.
Yeah, and I saw a video today that was a scientist or doctor speaking at, what is that thing, that TED Talks or whatever? Basically explaining showing how they get billions of nanobots into one vial of hokey pokey.
Yeah, it's
bad. And they're self-assembling nanobots.
Thank you. I was just going to tell you that.
Self-assembling. So pretty much majority, not all of the people, because some of them got switched out for a saline. Some of them got switched out. There is like, I think Yeshua said it was like 30% or more of the population that all has the mind control, body control nanobot in them technology that if they activate those towers, all those people are dead. They're all going to go bye-bye. Yeah.
That's why I'm like, cleansing. Let's change that. Raise your frequency. Can we?
Yeah. So we we need the purification to happen, and we need all of the corrupt stuff to come down before they're able to launch that 6G. Because if they launch it, we are FU'd. Yeah. I mean, we are totally screwed.
I don't think they have enough pull, but you're right. Like we don't need that. We don't need that.
Yeah. And I mean, it wouldn't affect you and me because we don't have that shit in our body, and I detox the crap out of myself every day of the week, you know. Same. So I don't have any, and I ask my team, I'm like, do I have any nanobots in me at all? And they're like, no, you don't.
Like, you're calm good. Down, it's okay.
You're good. They said that even if I wasn't detoxing myself, I still wouldn't have them because they said of the level of protection I have.
Yeah. Well, you're on a mission from God.
Because I'm on a mission from God. Exactly.
Literally.
I'm on a mission from God. And they said because of that, and it's the same for all the starseeds that are here with specific missions, they're pretty protected. So they're not going to, because I have some friends who are starseeds who were forced to get the hokey pokey for their job. And they're coming to me crying, Kimberly, what's going to happen to me? I got one of those. And I'm like, calm down. Don't go into fear. You're going to be just fine. You're very protected. Just take some detox products and you'll be great.
Yes. There's a lot of people that have come up with beautiful things that can help detox.
Oh, there's wonderful detox products that'll get all that shit out of your body.
Yes.
And then there are healers like Ember and other people who can help clear the contracts. What do they call it?
Yes.
The false light contracts that you enter in when you take it. You enter into a false light contract with the dark. The 666 thing, Mark of the Beast. If you want to shut down that contract that you've signed up for, there's all kinds of healers out there that do that. That work. So
there's a rescue. Like, it's here. There's a plan.
So don't worry. You're going to be fine. And then the fact that you're here with the mission. If you're a starseed, you're here with the mission. And so he keeps telling me all the starseeds are protected, and all the embodied angels and starseeds are all protected. So
there's a lot of extra protection right now. I definitely feel it.
But he said at the same time, don't make stupid choices. You can't say, "Oh, I'm protected, therefore I'm going to strap bombs to my body" or something stupid.
You still got to protect
or I'm going to go parachute off a cliff, because I'm so protected. So don't do stupid shit. Don't make bad choices. But just know that the dark ones aren't going to be able to take you out.
Yeah. You still have to practice it and have your authority. You got to stand in your authority. You have to stand in your authority.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Stand in your power. It reminds me of, what is that? Grayskull. I've got the power. What was that? What's his name with the... What's that big blonde guy that was a superhero? And he said, I've got the power.
Oh my God. Why can't I think of it? I can't remember.
It's when I was a kid. I was a kid. And then they had the Grayskull guy that was the bad guy. And he was like a skull face guy.
Yeah, I can see it.
And he'd
That's going to bother me.
And he'd say, I've got the power or whatever. God, what was it? Oh my God. It's going to drive me crazy. So silly. I can see him. He looks like a big caveman guy, but with blonde hair. Like a big Viking.
Yeah. Why can't I think of the name? I remember it from like Ted, right? Wasn't they using? No, that wasn't Ted.
I don't know if it was Ted. All I know is my son would know who he is because my son has seen memes of it before that he shared with me, so I know he knows who this guy is. It was before my son's time. I mean, they had that cartoon when I was like high school, maybe, or college or something. I don't know.
I can't remember. That's going to drive me nuts. I'm going to look it up after this. I won't be able to sleep otherwise.
I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm just going to go ask my son when I walk out. I
got to ask Google.
He knows all the superheroes. He's got them all memory. He goes to Comic-Con like every year.
Oh, yeah.
So, he knows every one of them. So.
Oh, thank you so much, Kimberly. I feel so honored that you'd have me on.
Thank you for joining me.
It's so beautiful to have a conversation with you.
I just thought, people are probably sick and tired of just seeing me on here. I need to have somebody else come on with me. Yeah. And I don't want to have, people are always writing me and saying, you should have so-and-so on and you should have so-and-so on. And it's like, no, I don't want to just go invite people on my channel who I don't know, who I have nothing to do with, who, I'm going to have people on here who are my friends, my business associates, stuff like that. I'm not going to just have any old strange person come on here that,
it makes it more authentic and allows it to be the connection.
Yeah, because I already know you. I'd rather have people come on who I actually know. Like, we know each other. Like, we know personal things about each other. We know each other. Yeah. I just feel more comfortable. I don't feel comfortable having strange people who I don't really know,
No, this was very... This is very nice and relaxing, and I love being with you, Kimberly.
Thanks. So I love hanging out with you and your mom. Your mom was so much fun. Ember and I went to the Renaissance Festival together. That was fun.
That was fun.
That was really fun.
Oh, my son wants to go.
We had a whole group of us. Sarah could only stay for a little while, unfortunately, due to the horrific energy at that place.
Yeah, I know.
She couldn't handle it. It was too much.
By the time we got to the parking lot, she took one step, and it was like...
Yeah, she felt everything cleared when she crossed over the road, she said. She said literally. She crossed over the road, literally, and she felt normal. But when she was inside of where they had it, she was getting bombarded with all the... She said there were a lot of dark witches there that were spell casting and all kinds of stuff, so yeah.
Yeah, yes. They were.
Yeah, I was really fortunate because I had a major protection bubble around me the whole time I was there, so it didn't really bother me or faze me at all.
Same.
It just didn't faze me. It didn't faze me.
She's too tapped in, I think. I was like, she's
really tapped in. The problem is because she's at such a high level of psychic mediumship. She sees over through the veil, way more than I've ever, she's on a way higher level than I am when it comes to the psychic skills. She's like in a way higher level. Yeah. And so that makes her 1,000 times more sensitive. She's like way more sensitive to that nasty energies.
Yeah.
So
I feel very naive, like ignorance is bliss. Like I was fine. Oh,
everything's fine. We're having fun here. La 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 la
la la la.
Yeah, but the more psychic you are, the more sensitive you are.
Which is why the protection's so important too.
Yeah. Love it. So and it doesn't help that it was close to where a prison is. So
there was extra layers that we weren't quite prepared for.
We didn't really know that. We were like, what? We're like right on the other side of the prison? What?
Downstream.
Yeah, we're downstream from the wrath of hell, where there's all kinds of portals to hell, and
darn.
All those prisons are full of hell portals, so it's like, oh my god. Anyways, all right. Well, thank you all for joining us on our fun little voyage here into the unknown and the strange and the wonderful.
Yes, it was beautiful. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on. We're going to say bye-bye to everybody. Please like and share this video, subscribe, and keep in mind that YouTube is not notifying my subscribers that I have videos because I am blacklisted. So if you want to know if I have one coming up, I usually have a new one every single week. So just keep checking back to my channel because there is a new one up every week. Sometimes I do it different days of the week. Today I'm doing it Monday evening. This is Monday evening. I think I'll just wait and post it tomorrow morning though. I'll probably post it in the morning. Okay. But I do it different days of the week, usually Tuesday, sometimes Friday though. So just keep checking back because they're not going to notify you because they're evil. So
but not for long.
Yeah, not for long. They're going to be annihilated and off the earth forever. So yeah, God, I still can't believe I can't remember who that guy is. It's
dang it. Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
I see him in my mind.
I see him too, and that's what makes me so annoyed.
Okay, you know what? Before we sign off, we got to find this out. I'm going on my cell
Are you doing
phone.
it too?
Damn it.
We're so serious now.
And here's a video with the song by The Power of Grayskull. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Yes. I was
like, there it is.
Yeah. By the power of Grayskull, I have the power. That's what he used to say.
All of that. Thank God. Now I can sleep. I don't have to worry about that anymore.
And it was really, and this was from back in the 80s. So yeah, I was like in high school. Anyway,
I was not even a thought yet. Oh, dang.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right.